Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the E3 Mentality webinar. This is our training webinar that happens weekly to educate, equip, and empower our members. Of course, we are passionate about seeing that million member march take place, where by the end of this year, we see 1 million members having joined Solavei. But not only joining Solavei, we also want to make sure that each one of our members, we have a motto, no member left behind, making sure that our members are getting the quality training and equipping that they need in order to go out and just socially share Solavei with others. It's very simple. Solavei is simple, and we've provided the tools and the training to help you be successful in sharing Solavei with others. And it's up to you, of course, to simply take those tools and put them to practice. Now, tonight, we are going to talk about how to host a great Solavei social, whether you want to do it through Google Hangout or whether you want to do it online or in a home or one-on-one tonight. We're going to talk about how you can do that. My name is Staci Wallace, and it is my absolute joy to host this webinar on Thursdays and to invite you into a place where we bring on some of the top leaders from around the nation who are able to share with you tips and tricks that they're using in order to share Solavei in developing their network. Now, tonight, I'm very excited because you've heard the conversation, get in, get social, get free. When we talk about get in, we just want you to get started with Solavei, become a member, and join the 1K challenge. If you haven't already joined the 1K challenge, you can simply do so by going to mysolavei.com, log in, and right there on your dashboard, you're going to be able to see the 1K challenge right there on the right. Now, if you're not a member, you can just go to solavei.com, log in there, and in the bottom right-hand corner, you're going to see the 1K challenge icon that you can actually click on and learn more about the 1K challenge. It's very important. We want everyone that comes in to get part of that 1K challenge, because that's going to give you 90 days of training, equipping, emails, videos to help you know how to get started with Solavei. And most importantly, we call it the 1K challenge because the goal is in 90 days or less to help you make $1,000 or more. So I think that would be pretty life-changing. In fact, when we've asked folks what would that mean, most people say that an extra $1,000 a month would be a life-changing experience. So get in. And then the second is get social. We have got so many social tools available for you to be able to share Solavei with others and to help you get that first trio, or maybe you're trying to get your free service, or maybe you're looking to become a thousandaire or even more. Or we're very excited. Of course, we've got people that have gotten started with Solavei who have shared it with a few people and gone on to make incredible incomes with Solavei, whether it's an extra $100, $200, $1,000, or of course, we've got E3s earning over $20,000 a month. But most importantly, we're looking at how can we help the ordinary person get in, get social, and get free mobile service right out of the gate. Well, tonight we're going to talk to you about a strategy that has been working. In fact, working so well that our top 5 leaders in the company have been executing this over and over and over again. People have wondered, okay, who have the biggest organizations? Who's built the biggest networks? And how are they doing it? Well, tonight we're going to let you know that, because they are getting in, get social, get free. A lot of people think, oh, it must be big internet marketers. It must be people who have special skills. And it's really not. It's people who care about people and who want to get social and begin to share Solavei with others they love, like, and trusted. We're going to show you how to do that both online and offline tonight. So let's talk about that second one. When we talk about get in, get social, get free, tonight we're going to talk about what it means to get social. Now, right now, while we are talking, our CEO and founder, Ryan Wirch, is hosting a live Google Hangout social with 3 different homes across America. Basically, we're going to talk to you about what that is, why it's so cool, and how you can take part of it. When we talk about getting social, really what we mean is sharing Solavei with others, and there's a lot of ways for you to get social with Solavei. Of course, we've put together tools like Outreach Manager that allow you to connect with people through Facebook, Twitter, emails, allow you to send videos. They allow you to put really cool, professionally developed posts on your social accounts. Solavei has really tricked it out in such a way that it allows you to be the expert without having to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for a graphic development team. Basically, Solavei does it for you so that you can share it with others. You can see right there on the left over here just a few of the posts. Of course, when you go into Outreach Manager, click the invites, you'll see the various videos and follow-ups, videos of Danny Goki and Stephen Baldwin and Ryan Wirch, our CEO and founder, our 6-minute invitation videos, bring your own phone videos, all kinds of tools to help you be social on Solavei. Now, the other thing is when we talk about Get Social, there are socials that we encourage. Once you get started, you want to think about how you can host a social of your own. Tonight, we're going to talk about how you can host a great Solavei social in your home, in groups, in one-on-one settings, and in the Google Hangout online setting, which obviously is going on tonight right now, and we're all having so much fun with that. Here is what we want to look at before we talk about how to host an online social. We're going to talk about the general setup of hosting a Solavei social. Now, some people like to do it online. Some people like to do it in city-to-city locations where they put hundreds of people in a room. Some people like to do it one-on-one, and some people like to do Google Hangout. Other people really have a knack at bringing people into their home or into an office setting. It doesn't matter how you get social. The important thing is get social. You know, some people absolutely swear they will never do a home meeting. Great. You don't have to. You can get social in Solavei online by utilizing our outreach manager and other tools. For those of you who have kind of gotten the picture that Solavei really is powered by relationships, tonight we're going to show you what you can do to host a successful Solavei social in your own area. Number one, what you want to do when you think about setting a social is you want to set the date. Ideally, you want to think about, okay, when would be a good time for me to get together some of my friends? Maybe it's 3 or 4, or obviously if you're doing a meeting setting, you might have 10 or 20, or, you know, the ones we've been doing around the state, we thought at the city-to-city locations around the nation, we thought there would be 25 to 50 people show up, and it was over 200 in those locations. The first most important thing is pick a date that works well and determine where you want to host your social. Again, it could be in your home, it could be in an office, it could be online through Google Hangout, it could be a GoToMeeting webcast. However you want to host the Solavei social is up to you. The second thing after you set the date is you want to invite your guests. Obviously, you can invite them online or offline, inviting them via Facebook, email, snail mail, or of course, there's nothing like picking up the phone and making that personal connection. Hey, Jack, listen, I want to let you know that I'm having a few friends over to my house. I found a way that my cell phone is actually making me money. I want to share it with a few of my friends. Be sure and bring your phone, but this Thursday at 8 p.m., I'm going to be hosting a social at my house. I want to show all my friends how to turn their phone basically into an incredible profit center. So if you don't mind, I would love for you to be my guest, and it's going to be at 8 p.m., and I'll send you a little bit more information here coming. So however you decide to invite them, you can do it online. You can do it by Facebook posts. My encouragement is personally, and I've talked to a number of the folks who are running the biggest numbers right now, is just sending out stuff on the internet, just sending out stuff on Facebook is not the best way to be powered by relationships, and it's not getting the highest closing ratio. It's not getting the biggest conversions. I don't know about you, but I'm not really as excited about clicking on a link that says join my group as much as I am about hearing somebody I like, love, and trust. Now, it doesn't mean it doesn't work, and I do both. I do online marketing. In fact, I do a lot of online marketing. But every person, I try to get them from online to offline as quickly as possible and create a relationship. So I want to just reiterate, when you invite your guests, there's a number of ways you can do it, but the personal approach, the more personal you can make it, the higher of a rate of show-ups that you're probably going to have. The third thing is you want to promote your social. You can do that online, Facebook, Twitter. I just go online and say, hey, this Thursday, 8 p.m., I'm hosting a social at my house. Can't wait to see my peeps there. Why do you want to do that? You want people to see that you're having a good time, that you're hosting these socials and you're really getting the message and the word out. Then you want to send reminders to the guests that have RSVP'd the day of your social. Be sure and send out reminders for your guests and give them the time and location again. That way, if they've happened to have forgotten about it, of course, you can send email reminders, but just make sure that you follow up and make sure you know how many people are going to be attending your social. Now, Here's where I want to talk about how you host your social. If you're going to host your social where people are coming to your house tonight, in just a few minutes, you're going to hear from Nathan Gooden. Nathan Gooden is the king of house socials. He has, I mean, the guy is like a party animal. Him and his wife, they have got such a beautiful place, and his wife is former Miss America, and I mean, they are like social animals, and I love it because they go back to back to back with socials. They love entertaining. In fact, on Valentine's Day, I was out at their home, and they literally went back to back all day long. I think the entire day, I think we did a total of like 5 to 7 socials back to back to back to back. And it was awesome. Of course, I was away from my family, didn't have anyone to kiss that day anyhow, so why not work and do socials all day long? Now, I don't know about everybody else that came, but that's how I spent my Valentine's Day. And what was exciting is they love having it in their home. Now, for some of you, you're like, okay, I don't want anybody to come to my home. So you may want to do it online. Well, it doesn't matter whether you're doing it online through like a Google Hangout or Skype or some kind of online group, or if you're doing it face to face with folks. Here's some important reminders. Even if you are going to do it online with your face in the screen, you want to make sure you set the atmosphere. Now, here's a couple of things to remember. Make sure that your location, wherever you're at, if it's in your home, make sure it's well lit, make sure it's clean, full of energy. Maybe have some music playing when your guests arrive if it's an in-home experience, or if you're doing it at an office. Make sure the atmosphere is set and ready for your guests. Now, how does that relate to the folks that are going to host it online? You know what? Look behind you. If they're going to be looking at you online, look behind you and make sure you don't have your closet door open and your hangers, falling off the rack. And make sure that you are setting a professional, excellent, inviting environment. I can't tell you how many Google Hangouts I have watched, and I'm like going, oh my goodness, why are they not taking a little more pride to care for the people who are watching, to say, I care enough that I'm actually going to make my bed. I've watched people who've had environments where honestly it's not inviting, and it's not speaking of excellence to a point where I'd say, man, you're a business partner I want to play with. So make sure your environment, whether it's that you're bringing people into your home or you're bringing them online, make sure it's set to where it's inviting and it's a very, very nice social environment. Now, if you are inviting guests live to a location, make sure you've got some music, water. Wouldn't hurt to have some Solavei brochures on hand. Those are always a plus. And be sure that you download any applications that are necessary if you're hosting, for example, a Google Hangout. Don't wait till the time of the social to get all that set up. Spend the day, make sure. Now remember, it's like having a party. You don't want to just be unorganized. You want to make sure that your people feel like they really are VIPs, very important people to your social. So number 5, you set the atmosphere. And number 6, this is when the party gets started. And you guys can watch this every night, every weekday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific. You can watch how this goes down with our CEO and founder, Ryan Wirch. Now, I happen to be at the corporate offices right now, and I have watched how they set the date, 5:30 p.m. Pacific, every single day. You can tap in. They've invited us. You'll notice they put out the Facebook posts. They are actually posting on the website. They're posting in Twitter. They're making sure people are invited to these daily 5:30 socials. Number 3, of course, they've promoted it online. Number 4, they send out reminders like today, hey, don't forget 5:30, be on the social. Number 5, they set the atmosphere. Not only, if you guys could see how you'll notice Ryan every day has changed locations of where he's seated in the corporate offices. They set up the lights. They make sure it's well lit. They've got, if you guys could only see what it looks like where he's at right now doing this social, basically he's got it set up to where he's able to look in the screen. It's got a nice background. They've got 3 actual computers to where he can watch what's going on. He can see the people. But not only that, but they've also set the atmosphere to make sure that the other folks are prepared as well. Larry Wallace has called all the special guests and said, hey, just want to make sure that you guys know, have good, well-lit lighting. Make sure that all of the things that you've got going on in your room are well organized. All of that is so that you can provide a great experience for your folks. Now, here's what happens when the social gets started, whether it's online or in person. Number one, you want to welcome your guests. Hey, we just want to say thank you for coming. So excited that you're here. So you want to welcome, recognize, and share. First thing, welcome your guests. Thank them for coming. Number two, recognize the people that are in the room with you. On Google Hangouts, you can recognize the people that are in your Hangout. Hey, I see that Bobby's on there. Bobby's so excited that you're here. You might see some other guests that are there as well. Make sure you recognize the people that are in your social, and then share your personal story. You want to share your own story of how Solavei has impacted your life or the life of your family. And all of that happens in a few minutes, and it's called welcoming your guests. Then number 7, you want to show the vision presentation. If you're in a live setting, of course, you're going to show that vision presentation, maybe by way of the 6-minute video. That's a great way to show it. It's short, to the point, and it's fun. And obviously, it's been done very professional. So for those of you who don't like to talk, you don't have to. Just plug on that video and let it go. Now, for those of you who want to be a little bit more of a presenter, of course, you can use the Solavei presentation PowerPoint and just click through it there live with everybody watching in your room. And then probably the best of the best is if you're hosting yours at 5:30 Pacific or 7:30 Central or 8:30 Eastern, then my goodness, then let Ryan Wirch, our CEO, do it for you. Let him come into your room. You can tap everybody in by just going to socials.solavei.com. Socials with an S, .solavei.com, every day at 5:30 Pacific. So if you want to have a group and you want to set the time for that time, you can sit there and just watch those Solavei socials happen live. And then afterwards, of course, you will know exactly what to do. And here's what you want to do at the close of either the 6-minute video, the PowerPoint presentation, or the live presentation with our CEO. Number 8, you want to ask the right questions. Once that video stops, once Ryan is done with the webinar, you want to turn to the people in your social, and you want to say this question: what did you like most about what you just saw? Okay, so if you just finished a Google Hangout with Ryan, you turn off the screen, you turn to the people in your room, and you say, what did you like most about what you just saw? If you're doing it online and you just shared the vision presentation with a PowerPoint, when you're done, you open it back up so they can see your face and you say, hey, what did you like most about what you saw? If you're doing it one-on-one and they watch the 6-minute video and it ends and they're looking at you and you're looking at them, you want to say, so what did you like most about what you saw? Why is that? That has been proven to be the number one most important question in any kind of sales, because what it does is it allows them to think of something positive and of a good report instead of, did you like it? Well, that's a yes or no answer. What did you like most about what you saw? That allows them to think, well, I like the idea of earning money. I like the idea of being able to pay for my kids' education. I like the idea of not having a cell phone bill. They will begin to be able to answer a positive response. The next thing is, and so that's the leading question you want to ask, is you move directly in to enrolling new members. Once they tell you what they liked most about what they saw, ask for those who are ready to get enrolled. Let them know that you've got a computer right there ready for them to enroll. If you're doing a Google Hangout, let them know you're ready right now to take them offline, get them into solavei.com/your username, and enroll them on the spot. Don't wait for a day if they don't need to. Out on the spot. Remember, strike while the iron's hot. Let these people be a part of the excitement. And then immediately, while they're still in your social, while they're still online with you, while they're still in your house, while they're still at your event, sign them up for the 1K challenge. Why is that important? Enrolling them in the 1K challenge is your follow-up device. It's the best tool for follow-up, because the minute they enroll, it's automatically going to start teaching them how to get plugged into mysolavei.com, how to use Outreach Manager, how to be able to use the contact tracker, how to be able to tap into the socials. It's going to introduce them to some of the top members in the company and give them training tips from the top producers. That 1K challenge is your greatest follow-up tool so that you can follow up with them in person, and that will give a 90-day drip system or email campaign that will continue to touch them for 90 days. And then number 10, you want to follow up. Call your guests within 24 hours from your social. Say, hey, I just wanted to say thank you for being a part of my social last night. It really meant a lot. And I just want to encourage you. I know we got started on the 1K challenge. Wanted to see, have you gotten a chance to watch the 1K challenge roadmap tutorial? If they say no. So I really want to encourage you to watch that 1K challenge roadmap tutorial. In fact, as soon as you're done, I'd love to connect with you and talk about your 90-day business plan. And it all's going to be explained to you in that 1K challenge roadmap. So make sure that they watch it. That roadmap is also designed to show them how to become a 1,000-aire in 90 days or less. Then in that follow-up time, you want to let them know how to register for the Scoop and E3 training webinars, as well as to have them bring their guests 5:30 every day to watch our CEO and founder, Ryan Wirch, do that social online through the Google Hangout at socials.solavei.com. Now, all of that is also in the emails that they will be getting through the 1K challenge roadmap, but you want to make sure you also follow up and give them those tips as well. Now, I want to see here real quick. Let me go into my list and see if our head of corporate development, Larry Wallace, is off that training webinar and ready to be a part of our call. Let me just see here. He may not quite be off. I don't see him on the list. So I tell you what I'm going to do. He's probably still doing some follow-up from the webinar that he's doing live with Ryan right now. And so that is actually my husband, you guys. He's a good-looking man and an incredible leader at Solavei that works with corporate development. He's actually the one behind the scenes that's putting together all these Google Hangouts. So we don't see a lot of him, but we certainly do feel his impact in the company, especially with all that he's doing right now to make these things happen. But here's what we're going to do is I'm going to skip past this till he comes, and I'd love to bring on Ricardo Gloria. And Ricardo last night hosted an incredible social. Now, Ricardo has been incredible. The last 2 weeks in a row, he's had over 50 people show up for socials on Wednesday nights, and it's been incredible. The energy, the excitement. Last night we tapped in and were able to be a part. He was not only on the live social with Ryan Wirch, but afterwards, because we couldn't see him on that social, we tapped in and did a go-to meeting webcast with his team. So Ricardo, are you with us right now?
Yes, Stacy, good evening. How are you? ¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien, ¿usted?
Excelente.
I want to ask you, I know you have had so much tremendous growth taking place in your network. You're a social networker 1, scaling very quickly to social networker 2. You've got people that are doing so well in your network, and you have really mastered the art of these socials and connecting with people on a daily, weekly basis. Not only are you allowing that to happen online, but you're also doing it in a very personal manner. The humility last night that I felt coming from your team was absolutely phenomenal. Tell us what's happening with you and how you're using this social strategy to build your business.
Well, thank you, Stacy. First of all, I'm honored to be on a national webinar and honored to serve and share with everybody whatever we've learned. Well, it all started for us actually roughly about 14 weeks ago or so, a little bit over 3 months ago. We started talking about getting together at least once a week. And as we all know, getting together with the people that you like, love, and trust, and especially if they're going to be business partners, once a week or twice a week helps any network. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you get together with your mastermind group at least once a week, it's always going to help you, benefit you. So it started with just a half a dozen, and then it grew quickly to a dozen and 15 people. And the first few weeks, it went into a couple dozen, and then we found this place where it's a public place, and the owner not only joined Solavei but offered his place to us to host parties or get-togethers, and we were just calling it get-togethers Wednesdays, and eventually turned into, hey, let's do a slideshow, let's do a presentation, now a PowerPoint. Now we're getting a few dozen, several dozen. The most we've had in there, it's about 80 people, and it's not bad because the place fits 300, and we're shooting for a few hundred here in the next couple of months. So make this short. When that people that came in that night for the first time go home, they can't help it but think, I'm coming back next week. Whether it's money, whether it's Solavei, whether whatever, these guys have something, and I want a piece of it. And that's what it boils down to. All those points that Staci just went through, hit it right dead on, because when people come in and you give them the welcome and you got a big smile on your face, and they see that you're transparent and there's nothing there but good people willing to serve and share, they go home, and next week they're bringing somebody. So, guys, we have Mr. Ryan Wirch, the CEO of Solavei, sharing live every day at 5:30, giving us a presentation. When was the last time you were involved in any kind of company, any at all, where the CEO was going to take time and actually come on board with a big old smile and give you the presentation himself? Ryan is actually doing the work for us, guys. He's not charging us a penny. He's coming on and signing people up for us. So even if you're not going to get together with 10, 15 people, if you can watch it at your house and call someone and be on the phone with them, or join with them, so they can watch Ryan every night, guys, and you can take advantage of it every night. It's only 45 minutes. I'm telling you, you're going to get the results. Just to give you an idea, I hung up with the last person at 2 o'clock in the morning this morning, just because everybody had something to say and nobody could sleep. So when you're getting dozens of phone calls at midnight, you know something went good. And so it helps a lot, like I said, not only to grow the group, not only to grow the network, but to grow the credibility. And let's take advantage of this 100%, guys.
Well, thank you, Ricardo. We are so grateful, and you are just doing so many amazing things there. I want to reiterate something that Ricardo just said before I bring on our next guest. He said, guys, Ryan Wirch, the CEO and founder, is coming out every single day at 5:30 p.m. Pacific to help us build the business. And I don't know if you guys can even fathom how big of a deal that is. Every single day, the CEO of the company willing to get in a live experience online to help you guys introduce Solavei to your friends and family. I just encourage you, like he said, take advantage of that while you're developing your own socials in your own area. I'd like to jump over to talk to you guys a little bit about how that's taking place to Larry Wallace, head of corporate development. He's now off that live social with our founder, and he is here available. And we want to talk to him about how do we do a Google Hangout. Now, we're going to actually take you to a live experience online to show you exactly how to set it up. So welcome, Larry. We're so excited to have you here.
Thank you, and glad to be here. And I tell you what, the socials are fun. It's great to see all the excitement from the different folks that we've been chatting with each and every night. And I just tell you what, the day after, to see the testimonials that people email in, to see the pictures of the socials that are happening around the U.S. I'm just telling you, it's very motivating for us, and it's very exciting to see what people are doing with their own networks and utilizing socials to grow their business.
Well, tonight we're talking about Google Hangouts. Obviously, they've become a very powerful strategy to support these socials. Now, it's very interesting in Hawaii, when the idea of doing these socials, we had a number of people in the corporate, what I would call cabana, and the discussion of parties and socials and having fun came up. And we talked about all the different ways that you can do a social, offline, online. Really what we talked about is Solavei is not a network marketing MLM-ish kind of company, and we don't ever want to be that. We want to be hip, fun, social. We want to be in the presence of where people spend their time every day. We're not a company that you're going to get involved and have to buy stuff that's been marked up 400% so somebody can make money off of it. In fact, you're going to save money on something you're already using every single day. But in the process, we want to keep it fun. One thing I found out over these last 10 days of traveling around the U.S. is we got some pretty good party animals in Solavei. And everybody's partying in some are partying at church, some are partying at their houses. But one thing I know is we like to have fun. And the Google Hangout is another way to do a social and to have fun doing it. So I thought maybe what we could do is we could actually go through a live example of how to start their own Google Hangout.
Awesome.
So it's going to be some of the same things like we just talked about a few minutes ago. They're going to need to set a time and location, invite guests, set reminders, set the atmosphere. But why don't we start off with what are some of the basics in order to do a Google Hangout? What do they need to know? Number one, they need to have a Gmail account.
Right. They need to have an account with Google. And so having a Gmail account, a Gmail address is kind of the key thing in order to be able to log on. So both sides, both you and the person that you're inviting to the Hangout need to have a Gmail account. And so once you have that Gmail account, they also have what's called Google Plus. So Google Plus is Google's social a social network, right? And so once you've established your account within Google, you need to activate your Google Plus account. And up in the upper left-hand corner of your browser, you'll see your name with a plus sign next to it. All you have to do is click on that link, and it'll take you to Google Plus, and you'll be able to activate that account. So Staci's here taking us live, and so if you'll give us a second, we'll show you. Are you live now?
Okay, I'm live now, and this is my Google account here, and you can see.
See where it says plus Staci?
Yeah.
Right at the very top. Click on that.
Okay, watch
and that'll
this.
take you into your Google Plus account. You have to have your friend or whoever you're going to be doing Google Hangout with. They have to be in one of your circles. And let me show you what that means. So I'm going to go up here. Right down here on the left-hand side, you'll see a navigation, home, profile, explore, events, photos, communities. And then there's more. So we're going to click on find people. And so it brings you up a new page. Now these are people that she's not friends with yet with her Google Plus account, but these are people that are in her Google address book. And she has just yet to add them to a circle. But I'm going to go ahead and add somebody.
It's not because I don't love you.
Yeah, just in case.
You see your name there.
If you see your name there and you're not in a circle yet, no offense. We'll handle that later. Let me add someone just to show you what it looks like. So I'm going to go up here to the search bar, and I'm going to add George Solavei. And so this is the company's marketing account, and this is actually when we do a Google a Hangout for our Solavei socials. This is the account that we do it from. So I'm going to click on that, and now it takes me to Solavei's marketing page, right? And so obviously Staci hasn't added that page to one of her circles because right here, this red box says add to circles.
And I'll be honest with you, I don't use Google Plus.
Yeah.
Like it is not, I use Facebook, Twitter, and a number of other social accounts, but Google Plus hasn't been something that I've used. So for those of you who are watching this and you're wondering why I haven't accepted your invitations, I probably should. But today we are going to add to the circles George Solavei.
Right. And and a lot of people like yourself, Facebook has been working for you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to switch over and you don't have to feel pressure to fill out your profile page or anything like that. This is only for using Google Hangouts, and that's it. So go back to here. In order for me to connect with George Solavei, all I have to do is go in here and click add to circles. And you'll see once I hover over it, you'll see a little drop-down menu. And I can just choose whatever circle that I want to. And I can do following. And now they're in a circle, okay? Now, what would have to happen is George Solavei would also have to add Staci back to their circle in order to do a Google Hangout. So once that's taken place, George Solavei.
So we have to be friends on Google Plus. They
Exactly.
have to be my friend. I have to be their friend, or they're following each other. And so once that's set up, we can actually do a Google Hangout. So if I've got people in the United States that I want to invite to my Google Hangout, they need to first be my friend in Google, and then Google Plus, and then I have to do the same thing with them, and then we can play together.
That's right.
So we have to be in the same playground, is what you're saying.
Yep.
Okay.
Have to be friends on the playground.
Okay, got it.
So I'm just going to go back to the home screen, and we're missing something here. So I'm going to go down here.
It's down here. I'll show you. You just got to go right here. And you can scroll down. They moved it today.
Oh, they did move
Yeah,
it
they
today.
updated their.
All right, so we just scroll down to where it's located. I'm going to minimize this, but you'll see it says down here as we scroll down, Google or start a Hangout. All you have to do is just click on this button, and it's going to open up a new page. And now, for example, Staci has already done a Hangout before. She's done a Hangout before with, you can actually see us. Hey, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Can y'all see us down there?
So Staci's done a Google Hangout before, and so she is connected, or she's downloaded the Google Plus plugin in order to do a Hangout. If you've never done a Google Hangout before, whenever you click that Hangout button.
I'm so glad I have makeup on that you're doing this.
Well, so do I. Look.
I know,
like
right?
So once you've clicked that Hangout button, if you've never done a Google Hangout before, it's going to ask you to download a plugin for your browser. And all you have to do is click accept, let it download the plugin. Once the plugin's finished installing into your browser, then this page will come up. Okay. So once your page comes up, you can see that Staci's got a lot of friends that she's connected with and are available to do Google Hangouts. Well, they're not actually available, but these are people that she can do a Google Hangout with. So I'm going to show you guys here. I'm going to look for somebody to see if they're online. And I don't see anybody online. So let me show you an example. If so, for example, here's Ryan Wirch. If he was online, right here to the left of his name would be a green dot. That green dot would signify that he is online and he's available to do a Google Hangout. But for example, if I just wanted to go ahead and send an invite to him anyways, I would click Ryan Wirch. I can name this Hangout right here.
Princess Warrior.
You can go ahead and.
Yes, we want to invite Ryan Wirch to the Princess Warrior Hangout.
Now, here, before you don't click Hangout just yet. So here's another thing too. Right here below where she typed in Princess Warrior, you see Enable Hangouts on Air. Now, this is something that we use here at the company to be able to broadcast our Hangout to thousands of people here in the U.S. and around the world. So if you click on that Enable Hangout, what happens is on YouTube, on your YouTube account, you have a Hangout video that will pop open that anybody that has access to your to your YouTube account, in other words, you shared that link with somebody, they can go on there and they can watch the social live. If you have any friends that are on Google Plus and they happen to be surfing, they see your activity come up on their page that you're having a Hangout, they can also watch it live from within Google Plus. But Google Hangouts has another little cool feature, is that it gives you an embed code. So for you techies out there that want to embed a Google Hangout into your blog or into your website, you have the ability to take that code, insert it into your website, just like we do at socials.solavei.com, so that anybody that comes to your website can see the Google Hangout live and in action. So if you don't want to broadcast it to the world, don't click the checkbox. Just leave it unchecked, and then you would click Hangout. And then it would send a notification, in this instance, to Ryan Wirch, and then he would click on that, join the Hangout, because
it would actually ring him. He gets a little ringtone, and then he would click join the Hangout.
He would click join the Hangout, and so he would join the Princess Warrior Solavei Social Hangout with Staci Wallace.
I love that. Maybe we should do that.
So I'm going to go ahead and cancel this out. Now I want to give you some best practices, okay? Because we've done this quite a bit now, and we noticed what works and what doesn't work. So giving you some best practices is, if you're going to do a social, make sure that you're doing the social or doing the Hangout in a room that's very well lit. You see here in this picture with Ryan, that was actually a shot of him doing a Hangout down in Miami a couple of nights ago. And you see how bright his shirt and his face is because we actually had lights or lamps sent up to his room in order to lighten up the room more so that his camera wouldn't have to work so hard. So if you're in a dark room, what happens is your camera gets really pixelated because it's really working hard to pick up the visuals from what's in the room. If it's well lit, the pixelation goes away. You'll have a very clear picture, and it'll be a much better experience. Another key point to have is that make sure you have an excellent internet connection. So if you have, like in our house, we have our kids, they have devices that connect to the internet. Of course, we have devices, we have phones, we have all sorts of stuff. We have TVs that connect to our internet. So shut everything down so that whatever you're doing, if you're hosting a large hangout and broadcasting it to the world, you want to just shut everything down so that you have just a good quality internet connection. And then finally, just make sure that you got a good camera. If you have an older laptop with a built-in camera, you may want to go out and invest in a $54 Logitech HD 1080 camera. You can buy them at Best Buy. We actually bought one here for the office. When you see Ryan do his Hangouts for the Solavei socials, we use that $54 webcam that we bought at Best Buy, and it's a great little device, and you can just plug it into your computer and use it as your primary camera. So anyways, those are some best practices for doing great Hangouts.
Excellent. And I think one of the things that is very important, we've reiterated, I just want to say it one more time, is to make sure that no matter where they're doing it, whether it's Google Hangout or whether it's in person, make sure you are in a well-lit area. And I know you already said that, but I just can't reiterate that enough. I can't tell you how many times I've seen, even if you have to go get a lamp and position a lamp to where your face is lit up, it really helps the clarity of the Google Hangout. I've seen a lot of them where they're dark and dingy. And remember, lighting creates energy. And you want to make sure you set that atmosphere really well.
Yeah, and when we do the Hangouts here for the Solavei socials, it's a little bit of a production for us.
It is a production. Let me just say, tonight was the first time I've been out on the road for 10 days. And I got back here and I watched the production. And I just said to him earlier while you were working with Ryan is how important it is to set the atmosphere and take time to have a professional atmosphere. It doesn't mean everything has to be perfect, but you just want to have excellence. And what they're doing here, I got to tell you, it's a production.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, is we're not using anything out of the ordinary that anybody at their home would use.
Absolutely.
All we have is just 2 laptops.
A box.
I use a box to prop the laptops on.
Yeah.
I've got a webcam that costs $54 that you can get at Best Buy, and
lamps.
And some lamps. That's it. And it's nothing out of the ordinary. It's not like we have a production company that comes and sets up these expensive $1,000 cameras or anything like that. It's just me and Ryan sitting in a different location each and every night, and we do the socials together. And so the key thing is you prepare. Preparing is the most important thing. If you want to have successful social, and just think about it ahead of time. Think about your strategy. Think about setting it up and making sure it looks good on the camera, and just spend a little extra time and make it look good.
Excellent. Thank you. So that is how to host a social via Google Hangout. Now, what I want to do is bring on another guest that we've got here, Nathan Gooden. Now, he has become the master of in-home. Tonight, actually, we did a large in-home social at his place. I actually was on Google Hangout with his entire team. And Nathan, are you with us tonight?
I am. Hello, Staci.
Hello there. Well, congratulations on a great social at your place. Now, you have become the king of in-home socials, back to back to back. And tell us what you've got. We've got a couple of things here. Obviously, that one up there on the top there, that's in your house. When I was there just a few days ago, in your home, a beautiful place. But, people can do this whether it's at home or at an office, just a location to where you can invite people in. And some of your socials in the home had 5 people. Some of them had 20. Tonight, I don't know how many people were in there tonight.
Well, the last I counted, there was 38, but then I think a few more came in.
So tonight was a pretty big social. So what are some of the things that they can do in order to host a great social in their home?
Number one is make it comfortable for people. So when people are arriving, that they feel welcome, and it's not an atmosphere one that it feels like a teaching or a presentation, but it's very casual. It is an interactive atmosphere. We always have drinks and just soda and water and iced tea, so nothing that fancy. But you want people that you want people to come in to wherever you're doing the social and naturally feel there, that they're there with friends, that it truly is a social and not an event, that they're not coming to hear a production or just a presentation, but they're coming to interact and build relationships. It's not by accident that our slogan is powered by relationships, because that's how we're building our business. Every social we do is purely about relationship, above the vision presentation, above signing people up. It's all about building relationships with people. And then the outcome of that is generally that people are signing up because they're seeing the vision. Number two is that once everyone is in and settled down, we share the vision. Tonight we were honored to get to have Staci on Google Hangout, and she went through the vision. And she did a great job at making an interaction with people. Whenever I do the vision, it is not a one monologue presentation where people are sitting there for 45 minutes listening to me. It's not that at all. It's a dialogue between myself and everyone at the social, so that they are feeling that they're a part of it and they're learning. Like, this is not so that everyone can hear me talk and give a presentation. It's so that they can learn about Solavei. Two of the people that came tonight said that they feel the biggest stumbling block is lack of education. And because, after they left and listened to Staci be able to share her story and share about Solavei, they felt truly equipped to go talk to people and get people at our event next week. The next thing I would say is make it consistent. We are now hosting socials every single week. So every Thursday at 7 p.m. we have a social at my house, and anyone is welcome. So people can bring their friends, because the point of a Solavei social is not a training webinar or a training session. It is to get new people there that have never heard about Solavei, to help them learn about Solavei and feel educated about it. We can hold different training sessions, but the essence of a Solavei social is to have new people there. Training, we offer plenty of training webinars like this one tonight that people can log in and listen to. So don't make it a training session. Make it about the vision and learning more, and then schedule it every single week. They don't have to be large, as Staci said. Sometimes we only have 3 or 4 people. Tonight we had in excess of 30 people, and Saturday we're expecting even more than that. So we are actually doing 2 socials every week now, one on Thursday at 7 p.m. and one on Saturday at 5 p.m. In addition, I go to people's houses. So make yourself available to your team. So if they want to host a social in their house because they may not feel comfortable inviting people to yours, then go to their location. I did a social at a coffee shop 2 days ago because people on their way to work wanted to get together to learn more about Solavei. And then the next thing is ask the right questions. So, and Staci is definitely a pro at this, at engaging people, so that you're not asking definitive questions where they can say no and become disengaged, but you're asking questions to engage them, to find out things like, are you paying more than $79 or more than $49 for your cell phone? And then Staci did a great job tonight at going up the ladder. So then you see generally how much people are paying, and that gets them engaged in the conversation versus being a one monologue presentation, as I said. And then we end every single social with a call to action. We want to get people enrolled and in Solavei. So don't let a social end without having a call to action so that people have a chance to enroll. You may have someone sitting there just waiting for you to give them an opportunity to enroll. And if you close this social out and dismiss everyone and don't give them, you've missed a prime opportunity. And then invite them to the next one and invite them to bring friends. I ended tonight's social with saying, next week, everyone have 3 new guests that you've never told about Solavei to this event, so that we can teach them more about Solavei. So make it fun. As Staci said, this should not be a classroom-style teaching session, but it should be an interactive vision presentation to help people learn more about Solavei and get them involved.
Awesome. Thank you, Nathan. Really appreciate it. And you guys can see on that picture there at the bottom is somebody who hosted a social in their home. Great team up in Jersey. And they actually not only held it in their home, but also typed Ryan Wirch in in a live setting. So if you want to host Ryan into your social, of course, you guys can register for that online as well. Well, tonight, I also want to talk about a couple of others real quick as we close out the call. Of course, we've got big group socials taking place. I would encourage you to start small with 1 to 5 people, but these are just a couple of pictures of what's happened over the last 10 days of the socials we've done around, where we've had a couple of hundred people showing up, which honestly is not the vision of the socials. I mean, you can look at that bottom picture, people stacked in there. We had to pack them in the chairs. They were standing room only around the sides. I thought they all looked like they were on a bus, you know, that whole classroom style setting. But I got to tell you, if they show up, you do what you got to do to get them in the room, share the vision with them. I know having that many people in our events over the course of the last 10 days was a little crazy. You can see this picture right here is one of the socials we did, Ricardo Gloria, and they put on an incredible social event, some Margarita Palace or something like that. So it sounds like they were having a super time, and they've had up to, I think, 70, 80 people, and they can hold up to 300 people. So they've created a relationship with the owner of that restaurant that every single Wednesday now, that group just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. In fact, I've told them we're going to put 300 people in there, and I'm going to fly out to that one. That one looks like a crazy fun party to be a part of. So in a group, you want to make sure to do the exact same things. And then even one-on-one, whether you're meeting in a coffee shop or at someone's house, just keep it simple, keep it casual. This is just cell phones, guys. We're not selling anything. We're just helping people save money, and we're having a great time doing it. Of course, you can use your mobile app to sign folks up right on the spot, mymobile.solavei.com. And you can see how simple that is right there. You can get them started right there on the palm of your hand. And it's a great way to share Solavei. One of the things I want to do before we close out this webinar tonight is I want to talk about the Solavei live events that are coming up, our regional events. We've got 3 for sure that are planned and possibly more. I know a lot of you are sending in your requests saying, man, we can put a couple thousand people into New York. And guess what? We want you to do that. But here's what we've got on schedule right now: Texas, Florida, and California. Now, Frisco, Texas is coming up very quick in about 3 weeks. March 15th and 16th is the regional event. Go to events.solavei.com and you're going to be able to actually see the events there. So we encourage you to do that. You can also see that in the support.solavei.com site, and go ahead and register for those events. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, you should be building up. I know James Linhart and others, they're going into Texas, and they're going to stay there for a couple of weeks to build towards those regional events, knowing that Solavei is literally an unknown name still. It's like a land rush. They want to get as big of a piece of property of that of the members as possible. So they're going down to Texas. Many of you are doing the same thing. I encourage you, build toward May 15th and 16th, that regional event. Of course, you can register and buy your tickets online right now. And then, of course, we're going to be building towards our national event later on in the year as well. I want to give a quick reminder that we've got the Cruise to Thousandaire qualifications end May 31st. Be sure at a bare minimum that you get 15 new members in your personal network, meaning that you personally enroll and then help them do the same. We are going to be able to see that the list of those who are actually achieving, it's just growing. And I love to watch how many new names I see on that list. And it's been very, very exciting. Actually, all this energy and excitement is our march to 1 million. We are creating the momentum it's going to take for us to hit 1 million members. I always encourage folks, becoming a 1 million member base is not an easy feat. In fact, it's never been done this fast by this early of a company. What we're doing already has disrupted the marketplace. It's disrupted the mobile industry. And I believe we are going to disrupt the economy by putting dollars back in the hands of the people. Tonight, I want to encourage you to start a social. Get one booked right now of your own, whether it's online, offline, face-to-face, one-on-one, in a group, or in your home. Take action immediately. Take the 1K challenge if you haven't already done that. Go and continue to get your 3 trios. If you've enrolled, I encourage you, get with the person who enrolled you and say, help me get my first trio. If they don't know how to help you, they need to go to their upline and say, help me help my team get their first trio. Do not sit back and do the same thing over and over and over again if you're not getting the results you want. Make sure you swim like a salmon upstream. Get the help you need in order to get those trios so you can get your mobile service first for free and then become a thousandaire. Continue to work with your team. Leverage your upline. I've got 3 folks that signed up today. My encouragement to them is leverage me until you have a story of your own. Use my story. I encourage you guys to do the same with your upline and your team. And then, of course, have a trio a week mentality. What does that mean? It means at the bare minimum, 3 people, engage them in Solavei every single week. Now, we have done this from the beginning, just continuing to encourage that messaging, a trio a week. I've got one group up in Jersey. They said, Staci, a trio a week, that's too little. We are on a trio a day mentality, and they're crushing it. You guys can see them on the Cruise to 1,000 board. They're absolutely doing amazing. And I encourage you guys, take on the mentality that you need in order to build your network at the speed that you want to grow. It's not for everybody to have to become a Solavei Social Executive 3. Not everybody wants to have the lifestyle I have and working the hours that I have. But if you decide you want to do something different with your life, then you're going to have to do some things different that you've been doing. And I encourage you to take action today in continuing to develop your network. I want to say thank you so much to all of our guests this evening that have joined us. Thank you for being a part of tonight's How to Host Your Own Solavei Social. I encourage you, take action, start your social, be on those socials, 5:30 p.m. Pacific with our CEO and founder, Ryan Wirch, every single weekday. And then meet us on Mondays and Thursdays for our Scoop webinar, as well as our training webinar like this one tonight. Good night, everybody. My name is Staci Wallace, and I'm believing the best for you.